Hey guys, Dr. Roshan Ramnarayan here. Welcome to the classroom, a lecture series where we go through matters of the body, mind, heart, and spirit in a relatively easy to understand format. This lecture is a follow-up lecture on the How to Get Fit lecture, and we're going to talk about very easily how to start exercising. So, and I'm going to emphasize the start, guys, because in that lecture, I talked about achieving ability. Then you go on to competency. And then you go on to proficiency. So, the thing is, we're going to talk about just trying to achieve ability at this point in time. And which to me is the most important juncture, because if we fail on this, then there's no way we could become proficient or competent at what we're trying to do. Some of the more common pitfalls as to why we fail at this. So for instance, our goals are too big, for instance. So we say as a 60-year-old, I'm going to run a marathon in a month's time. And I mean, maybe there are some 60-year-olds out there that can do that. I have no question about it. But for the average Joe, setting too big a goal could make it really difficult to achieve that and then lead to failure. Not respecting the life in that regard, or at least the obligations to life. So the mother of a newborn who has a full-time job, who has a house to manage, wants to go and go to the gym 5 times for the week for 2 hours. That sort of thing, as much as she might want to do this, and as much as she has a burning desire to do this, you have to respect life, and you have to respect the other responsibilities and obligations that we have in order to be able to take our time. Which brings us to one of our other pitfalls, being impatient. So the thing is, guys, being impatient, where we want to see results quickly, where we have 2 weeks for carnival, and we still have a little muffin top, and we want to get rid of it, and we need to do everything possible, and we would kill ourselves out. And again, expecting too much of our bodies too quickly is being unkind to ourselves. And so I think it's really important that we take our time. And so as you can see here, the general theme of the pitfalls of how to start to get fit is that essentially we're expecting too much too fast. And as a result of that, one of the most important things that we have to understand is that we must take our time, and fitness is a lifelong goal. It is a journey. And to me, it's a journey. The goal for this journey, or the end point for this journey, is always 5 steps ahead of us. Because if I can run a 5K in 25 minutes, then you know something? There's no reason why I can't run it in 24 minutes and 50 seconds. And so that, to me, the next time I'm going to run a 5K, that's my goal. And so the journey of fitness is never ending as far as I'm concerned. It is always the constant pursuit of getting better. And to me, once we don't obsess about it, and once we don't make the timing and the goals, the be all and end all of it, I think the journey of fitness, to me, is really a journey of self-realization. Understanding what we can do, and there's a little bit of amazement into, wow, I could do this. I didn't realize I could do this. 4 months ago, 6 months ago, last year, I didn't realize I'd be able to manage this goal. And here I am doing it. Getting fit, guys, is a huge, huge, huge confidence boost. So today, we're going to talk about how can we gain the ability. And for me, just to summarize how to avoid this, slow and steady. So, and I say slow and steady deliberately because a good friend of mine recently wanted to start back exercising, and what he was doing, he was running up and down 3 flights of stairs, doing what's called high intensity interval training workouts. After being in his 40s, after not exercising for a long time, and I said to him, hey, listen, slow down, you have to respect life, you have to respect yourself, don't be too impatient. But I think his zeal got the better of him. And what happened? He started to develop some knee pain, and then it just totally fell apart. And so slow and steady, both figuratively and literally. Why? Because for anyone who hasn't exercised in a long time, the very, very first thing I recommend that you do is walk. This, you cannot go wrong with this. Because what I want, guys, I want us to start building a base, a solid base where, okay, so we're going to start with walking. What does walking do? Walking gently elevates the heart rate, but what it also does, it starts the process of getting our joints a little bit accustomed to moving. Because the average Joe, we walk from our car to our workplace, we walk back to our car, we walk to our home, we walk around our home a little bit, to the bathroom, to the TV room, whatever, walk to our bed. Rinse and repeat. And so walking a couple kilometers continuously, just walking alone, it actually helps our ankle joints, our knees, our hips, our core. It actually helps to get it primed and ready and accustomed to when we start to jog. And jog slowly. Very, 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 very slowly. Literally, almost like the training people say they're chipping down the road. Jog as slowly as you can. This is a bit of a boring part because, it's more than walking because, when we walk, we know that we're going to get from point A to point B in a particular time. But once we start to jog, in our mind wants us to get there quicker. And so we would tend to push ourselves not as slowly as we should. Why are we going slowly? Very important again, because now that we've walked, and we've gotten our ankles and our knees and our hips accustomed to being able to move for a couple kilometers, then by jogging slowly, what we're doing is we're strengthening the tendons around our joints. So we're building a solid base now. You get what I'm saying? And so now that as we begin to jog slowly and we build that tendon strength, we won't hit the pitfall that my good friend did, where he started to develop knee pain because he went a bit too hard, a bit too fast. And then the whole thing failed. So by going slowly, we're actually priming and prepping our body to be able to eventually down the road, be able to go crazy and wrestle alligators and punch sharks and all that good stuff while we're exercising. And so once we get comfortable with jogging slowly, then we can run. We can run after that. And again, start with running slowly and then slowly ramp it up. What I would recommend, guys, is getting like a little course to run. Whether we're running around a savannah, making 10 laps, whether we're doing a couple laps in our neighborhood, we get a course that we're accustomed to. And then begin to walk that course, then jog on that course, and then run on that course. And I would recommend at the very least, getting a stopwatch and timing yourself to know the time that it takes to go through each lap. And in doing that, that way you have something to hit. You have a target to hit. We will walk around the savannah and take 9 minutes to walk around the savannah. We jog and we take 7 minutes. So we shave 2 minutes off. And once we started to run, which is a little bit faster than jogging, we go 5 minutes a lap. And then you know what? After a couple of weeks, we aim for 4.5. And then we aim for 4:15. And then we aim for 4 minutes. And we very slowly, respecting the process that's going on in our joints and our bodies, we quicken our pace, shorten our time. And in doing that now, by being able to comfortably run, lo and behold, guys, we have now unlocked the ability to run comfortably. That right there is how you do it. Now, time frame you might ask, it varies widely. There are so many factors as to how we're going to get from this to this. For instance, so many factors. If you're doing this every day, you'll definitely get there faster versus twice a week. If you're in your 30s compared to your 60s, you'll get there faster. If you're well nourished, you have a good diet, good protein intake, versus if you're having doubles every morning and well, not doubles or fast food every morning, drinking lots of soft drink, you'll get there a little slower. Take your time. We're literally encouraging you all to run, jog, and walk. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Go outside, feel the wind in your face, feel the sun, talk to people, connect with them, other people, and you see other people who are also on their fitness journey as well. Form the community, guys. This does not have to be done alone, because make no mistake, as much as you feel like you're going to die, as much as you feel like your lungs burning, make no mistake, the guy next to you experiencing the same thing. As much as he may look like he is killing it. Build a community, take your time. And so, on average, what I would recommend, I would say walk for around, let's say, 2 to 4 weeks. Jog for another 4 weeks. And then run thereafter. Slowly, very slowly ramping it up. Maybe make a change every week. And again, this is the slow burn we're talking about. But then, in all fairness, going from walking to running in 2 months is not bad. It really isn't bad. So what we're doing, essentially, we're taking 2 months to build that base. We're taking 2 months to get our joints accustomed to being active and strengthening our tendons to prevent injury in the process. And then, we run after that. Please, obviously, if there's any health conditions, any heart issues, any other comorbidities, please consult your physician, of course, before you begin any sort of exercise regime. That's really important. But generally speaking, to the average Joes out there, this to me is an excellent plan. I do recommend steady state cardio to begin exercising, right? Perhaps a little bit of resistance training. If you want to incorporate some resistance training, what I recommend is doing body weight exercise. So you don't need an expensive gym. You don't need to buy thousands of dollars in dumbbells and stuff like that. The good old push-ups, sit-ups / planks, lunges, all that good stuff. And so, squats, of course. And so, for me, it doesn't matter. Your journey, make your journey own. If you want to do this first, and then do this, if you want to do it side by side, either way is fine. You know your body. And again, of course, consult your physician. And take the same approach to this. So, for instance, if you've never done a push-up in more than 5 years, then let your goal for push-ups be like 2. Like, seriously, take your time. Aim to do 1 squat. Aim to do 2 lunges. Aim to plank for 10 seconds. Start small. Take your time. Respect yourself. Set small goals and crush it. That's how we succeed. This is a slow burn. And once you've determined your baseline, my general advice is increase this by 1 per week. So for instance, if you can do 1 squat and that's all you can do comfortably, then do that for a week. And then at the next week now, try to do 2. And again, not every day you have to do all of these, right? Plus all of this. Take your time. This is not a race. We're just enjoying the journey. That's all. Because this is a journey of health. And by doing it this way, guys, well into our 50s and 60s, because we have built a solid base, we have sort of toned and sort of fortified our body against injury, we'll be able to be exercising into our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. We'll be those guys around the park. And so, take your time. And in the same way, by doing 2 push-ups every day for a week, you're getting your arms and shoulders accustomed for that motion. And as you very, very slowly increase, as you progressively load the strain on those muscles and tendons, you're building strength. Don't aim for 20 push-ups if you've never done push-ups before. Don't aim for 10 squats if you never squatted before. That's a recipe for disaster. Take your time. Enjoy the journey. Whether you want to use music to exercise or not, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Either one, make it your own, guys. And the last thing I'll leave you on today's lecture with is this. Whilst you're working to get and achieve the ability to exercise, you will encounter discomfort. This will be an introduction to discomfort. If you've never done push-ups before, those 2 push-ups will seem very unpleasant. If you've never planked before, that 10 seconds of plank will feel like 10 hours. As much as we are working our body, exercise, we're also working to strengthen our mind. Because it is our mind that will tell us, keep going. It's our mind that will tell us, hold on, keep jogging, don't run just yet. We're working to discipline our mind. Anyone who exercises regularly automatically has a disciplined mind. Take your time, understand that there are a multitude of benefits to exercising, not just physical ones. We're also training our mind as well. And once you unlock the ability to exercise comfortably, I promise you, you'll be a you'll better be able to manage stress. You'll sleep better. You'll be more productive in work, less prone to disease, all of these things. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed the lecture on how to start the fitness journey and how to unlock the ability to exercise in very simple terms. Let's get the concepts down pat. Let's set small goals. Let's not rush it. And let's respect our existing obligations and work around them. All right? So any questions or concerns, shoot me a comment down the bottom. And until next time, class dismissed.